I'm Isis Romero, and this is the news in San Antonio. Heartbreaking statements were made in court after a teenager pleaded guilty and was sentenced for killing a 15-year-old. Demarion Grant was found shot on the northeast side on October 10th of last year. Earl Stoudemire sat in on the hearing.
Week after week, the Grant family has showed up to the Bexar County Juvenile Justice Center behind me, demanding accountability from the teenager who took Tamarion's life. Today, that teenager got sentenced to 20 years for his actions.
There's no sentence that can restore what was lost, and there's no punishment that can bring back my baby. Tamarion was more than a victim in this case. He was a child. He was deeply loved. He mattered.
Tam Key says her grandson Tamarion was kind and had a big heart for his family and 5 younger siblings. Speaking after the 20-year sentence, Key says it'll never fix their family, now broken.
The pain of losing Tamarion is something we will carry for the rest of our lives. While this case is eventually coming to an end, our sentence is a lifetime.
On Friday, October 10th, Bexar County deputies found Gant lying on the ground at Wood Lake Parkway and Lakeview Drive. He was shot in the upper body and rushed to the hospital, where he died from his injuries. Deputies say the shooter, who were not identifying due to his age, ran to a home half a mile away from the scene and was later detained. Tamarion's dad told the teenager his actions will never be forgotten.
We'll always carry this guilt just like we'll carry this pain. As we turn our pain into strength, hopefully you turn your guilt into a rehabilitation method to help you strive in the near future.
When the teenager turns 19, a hearing will be held to determine if he can serve the rest of his sentence on probation or in an adult prison. At the Juvenile Justice Center, Earl Stoudemire, KENS 5.
2 months ago, a pair of explosions critically injured 5 people and destroyed 2 houses on one northeast side block. Now, City Council is reviewing policies and procedures to see what changes need to be made for critical incident management. Sue Kalberg has the latest.
Up front, they admitted there's a lot of questions they still can't answer because of the ongoing investigation.
Look, Preston Hollow, as I said, deserved better. There are so many unanswered questions as we sit here today.
Neighbors agreed.
We understand investigations take time, but we are 2 months out and nothing is really happening so far.
Houses don't blow up. There are safe havens, a place for rest, a place to relax and feel safe.
Everybody go either into your houses or all the way to the block.
Homeowners were told to go back inside their homes before the second explosion occurred. Why?
There were no answers to specific questions.
Who was supposed to be disseminating that information to the residents?
Again, with respect, Councilman, that's part of the NTSB investigation, so we can't speak to those specifics today.
The bottom line is that the wait for real answers will be a long one.
Do we have a timeline or not yet?
Well, we understand, Councilwoman, it could take 12 to 24 months.
The common themes: more transparency is better, and communication must improve. At City Hall, Sue Kalberg, KENS 5.
Bexar County is working to finalize how it wants to spend its $2.8 billion budget. As Rania Kaur reports, county officials say this year is especially important. County commissioners are weighing a projected shortfall in the next few years and asking for public input.
Right now, county officials say they will not be increasing the property taxes, though that's something that could happen in the future. County officials say it's important for people to get their input in because it's ultimately tax dollars that are being used to fund the budget. $2.8 billion needs to go to the sheriff's office, the jail, the court system, roads, and other important aspects that make the county function. The budget is really funded by property taxes, but with more property tax exemptions, the county says there's less money projected to be coming in. The budget and finance director for Bexar County says with the projected budget shortfall on the horizon, it's more important than ever for people to give their input.
Our priority is to maintain the expenses as best as we can and avoid cuts. Our last resort is to recommend a tax increase. So we have not recommended that, but again, that is an option for the court to consider in future budget years.
That input will be taken into consideration, but ultimately county commissioners will finalize the budget and decide where the money will go in September. The first budget town hall is this Wednesday. Details are on our website, kens5.com. Rania Kaur, KENS 5.
Calls to cancel Kanye West's planned Alamo Dome concert are growing louder. The mayor, county leaders, and other elected officials are speaking out against the rapper's history of anti-Semitic comments. It's those comments that led to the cancellation of several concerts in Europe. KENS 5 reporter Simone Simpson has the latest on the debate over the concert and its potential impact on San Antonio.
An Alamo Dome spokesperson told me the Kanye West concert is still on despite local leaders strongly opposing it. Judging from what the spokesperson told me about ticket sales, this is set to be a major concert. Saturday, Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones posted on X supporting the cancellation of Kanye West concert, saying Military City, USA shouldn't be hosting someone with a history of anti-Semitic comments in, quote, a city-funded facility like our Alamo Dome, not ever and certainly not on July 4th, our nation's 250th birthday. It was a sentiment shared by other local leaders like Bexar County Judge Peter Sakai, who said hateful words and actions should be called out, and Precinct 3 Commissioner Grant Moody saying, quote, when someone repeatedly spreads anti-Semitic hate, praises Nazis, denies the Holocaust, and tries to intimidate our Jewish community, we have a responsibility to call it out directly and forcefully, and I am. District 1 Councilwoman Sue Corr.
The mayor wants to cancel the concert, and at this time, I believe that's a slippery slope for censorship.
Councilwoman Corr says she doesn't support his hateful speech, but says there's an opportunity for the city to benefit from the rapper's visit.
There's over $9 million of ticket sales that have already occurred. The hotel bookings have increased by 22% for that weekend after his concert was announced.
She says a significant amount of people are coming from outside of Bexar County to attend the July 4th concert.
There is a following that wants to see him, and it's going to help our small businesses here that need the support during the summer months when oftentimes because of the heat here, we don't get as much traction.
For now, the show will be going on. Reporting for KENS 5, I'm Simone Simpson.
And that's the news in San Antonio.